just when it seemed like the dust was finally beginning to settle at Ibrox after a season filled with twist, tension, and turbulence, a new shock has shaken the foundations of Rangers Football Club. A player who up until now had been seen as fully embedded in the team's promising rebuild has stepped forward with comments that are anything but routine. And what's even more intriguing is the way it was said. No drama, no fireworks, just a quiet interview back home, but packed with a level of honesty and emotional depth that hit like a thunderclap. This isn't just some vague musing or harmless reflection. What was revealed has opened a door that many didn't even realize existed. It's got fans on edge wondering if there's more going on behind the scenes than anyone expected. Could it be a hint of frustration, a signal of ambition, or perhaps a subtle sign of discontent bubbling beneath the surface? Whatever the real reason, one thing's for sure, what seemed like a straightforward chapter in this player's journey at Rangers just became a whole lot more complicated. And if that wasn't enough drama for 1 week, things are just as intense off the pitch. There's growing interest from down south in Rangers' rising star between the sticks. 17-year-old Ryden Maguire is quickly becoming one of the most talked about young goalkeepers in Scotland, and for good reason. After playing a crucial role in Rangers' Glasgow Cup triumph over Celtic, his stock has shot up. Arsenal, Everton, and Ipswich Town are all circling like hawks hoping to snap him up before he even has the chance to fully establish himself in the Rangers' first team. Maguire only signed his first professional deal back in January, but already the club is looking at the possibility of extending it again. The fee being discussed a 7-figure sum, plus add-ons. For a player so young, that's a serious statement. But for Maguire, it's not about the money or the headlines. Speaking after the Old Firm win, he was quick to thank Rangers legends like Jack Butland and Liam Kelly for helping him grow. The keeper has also been training under the watchful eye of club icon Alan McGregor, who returned to the setup earlier this year. It's all part of the dream for Maguire, a boyhood Rangers fan, who's living every young lad's fantasy. He talked about wanting to earn his spot as the club's number 2 or even number 3 next season, always aiming to climb the ranks. What really stood out was his mindset. Not just talent, but humility, hunger, and respect for the ones who paved the way before him. He knows he's got a long road ahead, but he's soaking up every minute learning from top-class goalies and dreaming of one day becoming Rangers' undisputed number 1. Meanwhile, the question of who will be Rangers' next permanent manager still looms large. The club is in the middle of major decisions, especially when it comes to the goalkeeping department. Jack Butland was dropped earlier in the season following a few costly mistakes, losing his place in a key European fixture before bouncing back into the starting 11. Liam Kelly stepped up when called upon and impressed, earning backing as a potential number 1 choice. And then there's Mason Munn, a Northern Irish keeper who finally made his debut and is now aiming to push on next season. There's talent and depth, but the final call will be made by whoever takes the reins as the new boss. Still a mystery for now. But let's get back to the bombshell that's got everyone talking. With less than a year in the squad, Brazilian left-back Jefte has suddenly emerged as a key figure, not just for his performances, but for what he's revealed about his time in Glasgow. Signed from Fluminense, many assumed he'd play a backup role behind Ridvan Yilmaz. But injuries opened the door, and Jefte seized the opportunity with both hands, featuring heavily throughout the campaign. There are parts of his game that clearly need refinement, especially defensively. But the talent is undeniable. So much so that he's now reportedly attracting interest from none other than Chelsea. But it's not the transfer rumors that have made waves. It's what Jefte said in a recent interview back in Brazil that truly caught people off guard. With a calm, reflective tone, Jefte opened up about his journey since arriving at Rangers, describing it as a dream he never thought would come so soon. He spoke about learning the nuances of his position, about becoming a better player through daily training and tough competition, and about the pride he feels wearing the Rangers badge. Despite not lifting a trophy this season, he's embraced the challenge and expressed nothing but gratitude for the experience. But there's something about the way he framed his comments, like he's standing at a crossroads. The ambition is clear. The love for the club is real. But you get the sense that he's also thinking about what's next. At just 21, Jefte's got his whole career ahead of him. Could he be dreaming bigger than Ibrox? Could this be the early stages of an eventual exit? It's hard to say for sure, but fans are reading between the lines, and the speculation is running wild. Elsewhere, another player is preparing to say his goodbyes. Raphael Fernandez, the only signing Rangers made in the January window, has penned an emotional farewell after a difficult spell. The young centre-back arrived with hopes of shoring up a defence plagued by injuries and inconsistency, but things didn't go according to plan. Limited to just a handful of appearances, including a brief and forgettable start against Aberdeen, Fernandez struggled to find rhythm or form. Injuries played a part, but even when fit, he didn't quite convince. Still, the way he spoke about the club tells you everything you need to know about his character. Despite the setbacks, Fernandez thanked Rangers for the opportunity, expressing deep appreciation for how he was welcomed and treated throughout his short stay. He described being part of Rangers as a unique honor, acknowledging the unpredictable nature of football while still leaving with a heart full of gratitude. It's these stories, the ones away from the spotlight, that often show the true spirit of the game. Not every loan works out, not every young talent hits the ground running, but the respect, the bonds, and the memories created still matter. Fernandez's message to the fans and teammates was heartfelt, and while his time at Ibrox may not have gone as planned, he clearly leaves with admiration for the club and what it represents. And as if all this wasn't enough to keep the Rangers faithful on their toes, there's even chatter from Belgium. Former Rangers boss Philippe Clement is being tipped for a sensational return to management with Anderlecht after a tough season. The Belgian Giants are reportedly preparing to make changes again, and Clement's name is top of the list. Despite his ties to Club Brugge, Clement has the backing of Belgian legend Marc de Vries, who insists that his passion, tactical knowledge, and winning mentality make him the right man for the job. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: Rangers news never sleeps. Between rising stars attracting Premier League attention, emotional exits, unexpected revelations, and managerial shakeups, there's always something going on at Ibrox. And this latest twist in the tale is just getting started. While the headlines keep pouring in, the weight of these developments isn't just about isolated stories. It's about how all these pieces connect to a much bigger picture that's beginning to form around Rangers. The uncertainty, the ambition, the emotion running through these narratives, they all reflect a club standing at a crossroads. There's a feeling that the summer ahead won't just be another pre-season routine, but something far more significant. Changes are coming, and not just at the managerial level. The squad itself is under the microscope, with big decisions looming about who stays, who goes, and who will lead the next charge in blue. The situation with Jefte, for example, perfectly sums up the balance Rangers are trying to strike right now. On one hand, you've got a player who is young, hungry, and full of potential. He's shown flashes of quality and has handled the pressure of filling in during a demanding season. But on the other hand, his performances, especially defensively, still show he's raw. In most circumstances, that's just part of the development curve. But Rangers aren't in a position to wait too long. The club needs results, and that creates tension between nurturing talent and maintaining high standards on the pitch. And then there's the question of ambition. When Jefte speaks with such passion about playing in Europe, about improving every day, you can tell he's not just dreaming, he's planning. For him, Rangers might be the perfect stepping stone, a place to grow, to showcase himself, and eventually move on to bigger leagues. There's nothing wrong with that, and fans understand how modern football works. But it does put the pressure back on the club to keep finding that balance, to bring in players who see Rangers as a destination, not just a detour. Meanwhile, Ryden Maguire's rise continues to gain momentum. It's no exaggeration to say that the boy has the makings of something special. 17 years old, already lifting a trophy in an Old Firm final and getting attention from top Premier League clubs. That's the kind of trajectory that can define a career. But again, there's a decision to be made. Do Rangers cash in now? Potentially funding moves for more seasoned players? Or do they bet on Maguire's development and keep him in the system, grooming him for the future? It's not an easy choice, especially with the goalkeeping position in flux. Jack Butland, despite his pedigree, has had a rocky spell. Liam Kelly has proved himself reliable in stretches, and Mason Munn is another name on the rise. And with no permanent manager yet confirmed, it's hard to build a clear plan. Whoever takes over will inherit this mix of promise and uncertainty, and they'll need to make swift, decisive calls on who their number one will be. But it's not just the young players making headlines. Veterans and loanees are also facing pivotal moments. Raphael Fernandez might not have had the impact he hoped for, but his professionalism and gratitude left a mark. It's clear he understands the significance of wearing the Rangers badge even if his spell didn't pan out. These are the types of players who leave quietly without fanfare, but who've bought into the club's identity during their short stays. That matters because a strong culture isn't just built on results, it's built on respect, effort, and the shared understanding of what it means to be part of something bigger. And it's not just players on the move. Off the pitch, the potential return of Philippe Clement to Belgian football adds another layer to the story. His time at Rangers was full of highs and lows, but his name still carries weight. Anderlecht are reportedly ready to make a change after another disappointing campaign, and Clement is at the top of their shortlist. If he does return to management, there it could be an interesting watch, especially considering his past with rivals Club Brugge. But it's his time in Glasgow that really adds depth to his profile. Leading Rangers through a complex rebuild gave him challenges few other jobs could match, and if anything, it sharpened his tactical and managerial identity. Back at Ibrox, all eyes are on the boardroom as the search for a new manager intensifies. The fans are growing restless, not because of any one result or rumor, but because they can feel the moment building. This isn't just about a coach, it's about setting a new course. The right appointment now could define the next several years. And given the talent currently emerging, from Jefte's daring runs to Maguire's fearless saves, it's vital that the next leader is someone who can connect with his squad, maximize its potential, and bring consistency to a club that's been desperate for it. The summer transfer window is approaching fast, and with it comes the chance to reshape the squad. There will be exits, no doubt. Some will hurt, others might feel overdue. But it's the signings that could really set the tone. Rangers need players who not only improve the team technically, but who understand the expectations that come with wearing the shirt. Ibrox isn't just another stadium. It's a place loaded with history, with demand, with pressure. Not every player is built for that, but the ones who are, they become legends. The leadership group within the squad will also play a crucial role in navigating this transition. Players like James Tavernier, who've weathered countless changes over the years, will be instrumental in maintaining stability. The young guns look up to these figures, not just for their ability, but for how they carry themselves. As the club brings in new faces and makes big calls on current squad members, that internal leadership becomes even more important. What's clear through all of this is that Rangers are at a critical juncture. The energy around the club is electric. Part excitement, part anxiety. There's the sense that what happens in the next few months could define the trajectory for seasons to come. Whether it's Jefte becoming a staple on the left flank, Maguire pushing for a senior role, or a new manager stamping his identity on the group, the direction chosen now will echo long into the future. And that's what makes this period so fascinating. It's not just about transfers or tactics. It's about identity, about rediscovering what it truly means to play for Rangers. The badge carries weight, and everyone involved, player, staff, fans, knows it. That weight can either be a burden or a source of strength. The great teams of the past used it as fuel. The next great team will need to do the same. So as the interviews keep coming, the rumors swirl, and the speculation builds, remember this. It's not just noise. It's the sound of a club reshaping itself. Behind every quote, every headline, every training session, something is forming. Something that could lift Rangers back to the heights they belong at. But it won't come easy. It never does. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Because when the storm settles and the dust clears, only the truly committed are left standing. And those are the ones who write history. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Glasgow is alive with speculation this week, following swirling rumors that Cyriel Dessers may be on his way out of Rangers. The Nigerian striker, who arrived at Ibrox with great expectations, has reportedly dropped hints about a potential departure, setting tongues wagging across the Scottish football scene. While there's been no official confirmation from either the club or the players' representatives, whispers have intensified after Dessers made several suggestive remarks in recent days, thanking fans for their support and reflecting warmly on his time in Glasgow. Some have taken this as a veiled farewell, while others argue it's merely an end-of-season gesture. Either way, the timing has certainly fueled the rumour mill. The 29-year-old forward, who was signed amid much fanfare, has endured a mixed spell in the Scottish Premiership. Though his work rate and commitment have never been in doubt, his inconsistency in front of goal sparked both praise and criticism from pundits and supporters alike. Yet despite the ups and downs, Dessers carved out several memorable moments in the famous light blue shirt, most notably in key fixtures where his physical presence and hold-up play proved invaluable. Sources close to the club suggest that Dessers is considering options abroad, with interest reportedly coming from leagues in Belgium, Turkey, and even Major League Soccer in the United States. It's understood that Rangers may be open to listening to offers, particularly as they look to reshape their attacking options ahead of next season. Manager Philippe Clement, known for his pragmatic approach to squad management, has remained tight-lipped on the matter, neither confirming nor denying the possibility of Dessers' departure. His silence, however, has only added fuel to the fire among supporters and media alike. For now, it remains just that, a rumor. But as the transfer window looms closer, and with Rangers eager to reclaim domestic dominance from Celtic, the potential exit of Cyriel Dessers could mark the beginning of a significant reshuffle at Ibrox. Whether this is the end of Dessers' chapter in Glasgow or merely a pause before a new beginning remains to be seen. One thing is certain, Rangers fans will be watching closely. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated. By Rangers FC, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.